I'm waiting for us to get some people to come and listen to this. Please share this video as much as you can. This will be my absolute last video Facebook appearance or Facebook post for 180 days. I would like to basically speak my mind, some things that are on my chest. I'm not going to litigate the case. I will never do that. It's in court. The facts will present themselves when we go to court. But I just wanted to just express my mind to my Liberian people and appeal to them. So at least you can get an understanding of where we are and some of the basic things to just get them out of the way. So I'm just asking you all to share this video, to call my wata, to call your friends, to call your family. I'm not going to be temperamental. I will be very factual, and I don't intend to litigate a court matter in a public space. So we going up to 100, but I want us to just go a little bit more, maybe when we get a couple of hundred. So if you can share this video and tell people that, that I'm speaking my mind, and they won't hear from me by social media or by any electronic medium for at least another 180 days. So I just want you to basically help me so we can push this matter. First of all, I want to thank you all for coming. And, I may appear tough out there. I may appear like I'm not going through some really tough times, and I may just appear a little bit too tough, okay? But I have to be tough. I'm not being tough for me. I'm being tough for many people. I have to be tough for the Kumalo family, first of all. I mean, imagine if I broke down and if I wasn't able to be tough, to go through the daily grind of dealing with this on a daily basis, I would really disappoint a lot of people. But then that toughness also may come across to some people as, maybe a little bit not mourning and not grieving. Let me tell you something. There's not a night that I go to sleep that I break down in my sleep. I do. I break down. I mean, like, sometimes, when I'm sleeping and dreaming and I'm crying in my sleep, I feel like my next door neighbors, whoever they are, can hear me. I really, really, really feel that way sometimes. I mean, and the dreams are so vivid. They are so, it's tough. It's tough. And you imagine that the woman I love for the last 7 years and put a lot of energy and love and care into, and then, I mean, this tragedy happens, and then all of a sudden the entire world looks at me like, oh, I'm a fake, I'm a fraud, I was abusive to her, and all of those things, I mean, it's like, it's just really, 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 really mind-boggling, But I just want you all to understand some basic things so that you will, just get this very clear. Get this very clear. I have no anger upon how people felt or feel. I really understand. I really understand. I really understand the genuine anger people felt when this thing happened and pictures came out, and it appeared that this girl was, was the victim of a brutal assault. I can understand that. I really do. Why? Because the pictures that came from the morgue with the stitches, I don't know how many stitches was on there, but it was all across her head. Those were surgical marks. Surgical marks. And anybody who saw the picture without an explanation would think that she got somebody hit on the head. They would think that's normal to think that. And then of course, when they put the pictures of her breast, right, and those imprints there, they look like assaults, but they weren't assaults. These were from CPR. So I saw the whole, and I didn't understand where this anger was coming from because I was not looking at social media like that. But I had the opportunity now to look at it. And clearly, I don't have any beef with the police. I can't. Because the information that was being conveyed to them, and they're humans and they have feelings, and they saw that, they would like, wow, this girl was brutally assaulted. But as we went on, they found out that the marks were surgical, the marks on her chest with the plaster with imprints, and so on and so forth. So I said, this is my last speaking on this topic. I don't intend to litigate this in the media, but this is just an appeal to my Liberian people. It's just an appeal to my Liberian people. Whatever you think about me, I'm braggadocio. I eat my fufu. I wear my polo t-shirts. And I'm hard on governments and all of that. Don't make this about me, my people. This is about a young lady who tragically and accidentally lost her life. But more than that, her family, her mother, Eliza Kumalo, and her siblings, Michelle, and Lucia, and her aunties, and her nieces, her brother, and the people of South Africa. Those are the people that we should be thinking about with what they're going through. What they've gone through for like 112 days. 112 days. Take a break to move my wife. I couldn't take a break to move my wife when 2 hours after my wife gets out of the morgue, was in the morgue, 30 or more armed police officers invaded my compound with automatic machine guns, standing at it ready, like they were in a war zone. I'm human, my people. I'm human. What do you expect me to do? Throw cases to what I believe was like Gestapo-like, a Gestapo-like operation? A Gestapo-like operation? You didn't want me to react like a normal human being? So, I reacted. And I didn't do right. Because I was completely out of my mind. And whatever I said in those moments, apologize. And especially to the Shelly family. I apologize to the Shelly family. I wasn't even in Liberia in 1985. I don't know nothing about that. But those words came out because it evoked something from an earlier period, and we'll go into that at the appropriate time. But I'm very, very, very sorry to the Shelly family. So, this is my appeal. My Liberian people, this is about 112 days. And this, my wife, she's in the freezer in a mortuary. In a freezer in a mortuary. In a freezer in a mortuary. I want you to basically think about that for a moment. As a mother, as a sibling, as a husband, as family. And then you have some people continue to make all these statements out of emotion. But guess what? The more people know the truth, I wasn't home. She was 21 hours in the hospital. The marks on her head were surgical, and the mark on her breast were from the CPR. And of course, lastly, we have the death certificate. That clearly says what happened. We've talked to doctors at JFK from the top to the bottom, and they explained it. The only thing that we need now to take the body back home is an official autopsy report from the government of the Republic of Liberia. That's it. That's all we need. Together with that, we will approach the South African couple. Let me just tell you who were present during the autopsy. Our team of lawyers got the invite at midnight on Sunday, March 15, for an autopsy. We were not ready. We didn't have a pathologist on the ready, so we basically didn't go. But there were people there. People were present. The police team, St. Moses, the embalmer, and others, and a representative from the South African government. And remember, we were promised, all of us were promised, that in 72 hours, we would get an autopsy report. We would get an autopsy report. I was detained from March 14, 15, the 16th. After the autopsy report, the police called my lawyers to release me. And just use your own imagination, my fellow Liberians. Use your own imagination. The police releases a murder or manslaughter suspect immediately after an autopsy and sends him home to his lawyers? Think about that. Think about that, my fellow Liberians. Take your emotions out of this. Take your emotions out of this. Take your emotions out of this. Deal with the facts. Deal with the facts. And my lawyer said I wasn't going home that night because it was late. So they said they wanted a quiet exit from the police station on March 17th. I went home. And then on Thursday, which was like the 19th, the pathologist came to my house, reviewed where my wife's body laid. Oh, not the body, but the, when she fell out, where she laid. And he asked me a few questions about the seizures and how long it lasts. And I told him. And he was nodding. And they left, and we was having a light banter. And one of the police guys said to me, oh my God, we're in trouble now. St. Jackson free, we'll be in trouble. But guess what? That was not the end of that. On April 2nd, we had a call that to be to the police station, and that was like a day before fast and prayer day or something like that. That's when they read, these things, manslaughter and this and this and this and this, And then I was put sent to jail. I never saw a judge. I had a bond ready. I had everything ready. They put me in a cell. And of course, a few days later, up until Monday, I was released. But since that time, I've been out. I report to the court every Thursday at 1 o'clock. I'm here. I have need executive Republic. I cannot leave the country. I haven't done a cancer test in like over a year now. I haven't done a lot of tests, into with the autoimmune thing that I have because of the cancer of the lymphedema. I haven't done none of that. But I've continued to cooperate, and I continue to be part of the process. Not about vindication. It's about finding out the truth. And now we know the truth, and they know the truth. They know the truth. So, my last thing before I leave, my Liberian people, I begging y'all, I take all to beg y'all. Let my wife's body be sent back to South Africa. And the hope of her family is that I would accompany this body to South Africa. One of the things that the Liberian people were thinking, that I would have a sour relationship with the Kumalos. How can I have a sour relationship with the Kumalos when they've known me for like 7 years? The Kumalos have known me for at least 7 years, and they've seen the relationship between my wife and me, and they've seen the progress that we've both made as human beings. They've seen it. They've seen it. We've written joint statements, both families, asking to please help us to expedite the repatriation of my wife to South Africa. That's all the Kumalos are interested in. The Kumalos know me. Okay? And hold on a second. My phone's about to die, so let me put some charge on it. Let me put some charge on it, please. I beg of you. Okay. The Kumalos, they know me. They know my wife. They know more than all of you know. They know Tony more than you do. They know me. I've been in South Africa, going in and out since 1992. They know me. I have no fear that I and my family can accompany my wife's body, and there will be no incident. We have neighbors in South Africa. We have neighbors in the United States. We have neighbors in Liberia. My neighbors, my families in South Africa, my friends, my next door neighbor in the United States watches our house. She knew my wife. My next door neighbors, the Patels in Centrum, they know us. And you think People who live next to you in a townhouse don't know what's going on in your house? For my Liberian people, you never gave me the presumption of innocence. You never did that. You never did that. You never did that. You automatically assume all the worst things about me when there is nothing in my past. 3 wives, several concubines. No one came out and said, this is how this man is. So my appeal is not to rationalize a court matter, no. But if we can just agree on one thing before I leave, that for this, my wife, to be in a freezer for 112 days, and it does appear now that the matter of this court thing probably will be on the docket all the way in August. The agony of the family. This woman is frail. She's frail. I'm begging you all. Let us all agree that we should have the documents available, at least minimally to the South African government, the autopsy report, with a certified copy of the death certificate. And we will embalm Tony. We will take all the necessary requirements, the measures that are required by the South African Home Affairs to send her body to give her burial. This weekend in Lenasia South, the family is gathering. The Kumalos are coming from all over South Africa to congregate at the home of Eliza Kumalo on Columbia Street to pay respects to their daughter without a body, without closure on what led to her tragic demise. See, it's not about me, it's about them. So like I've said, you won't hear from me again for 180 days. For 180 days. I did 102 days the last time. I'm doing 180 days this time. If my silence is required to move this matter forward, and especially to facilitate the repatriation of my wife, I'll be silent, very silent, like I was for 102 days. I'm appealing to those who appealing for justice for my wife. It's a very good thing for women to support women in terms of sisterhood. But please, let us together demand the government of the Republic of Liberia to give us the reports, give us the finality to this, give us the opportunity to send my wife's body back to send my wife's body to her family. And imagine, she's going as cargo. 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 I remember calling Kenya Airways sometime back, and I was calling the passenger service, and the woman says, "I'm sorry, sir, you have to call our cargo operation." Imagine what that did to me. Oh my God, my wife. We travel all over the world, hand in hand, in laughter, in love, oh my God, and she's gonna go back as cargo? But don't think about me. Think about the family. Think about the family. Think about the family. And when she's not here, I'm your Liberian Peking, Liberian man. I'm from Stonyway. Anything y'all want to do to me, you'll do it to me. Based upon the system of justice we have here. That's it. But let the girl's body go to her parents, to her mother, to her siblings. And lastly, I have no anger against the police. Never. They have some of the best professionals there who are unsupported because lack of logistics. But they did what they had to do. They did what they had to do based upon the information they had at the time. So I'm not bitter. I may have called them Gestapo or what have you. But I can tell you that they had a hell of a job to do dealing with public sentiment. But they know what the facts are. Because we talk. When I was there for 3 days. And some of them, you know, I mean, you know, we don't talk like, you know, because of the matter, you know. But we all know that they have a very difficult job. Even my friend Gregory, he was getting information minute by minute, and he was reacting to this information. I understand that. I really do. I have nothing against him. I wish him all the best. I wish all of them all the best. I wish all the guards in the prison all the best. I wish all the people with negative sentiments against me, I wish them all the best. And on that note, God bless Liberia, and let us now try to coexist and live in peace in our native land. God bless Liberia. Goodbye, my fellow Liberians.